Ahí está.
My name is Joshua Caballero, student from Midland College, and we're going to go over components on our Driveline. So, right here, we got our output shaft going out to transmission with our yoke. We got a universal joint. We got snap rings right here, and we got these clamps that hold their universal joints right here. This right here is our first Driveline. If my camera guy records good.
I'm trying my best.
We got our first Driveline right here. This is a 3-piece. So right here we got our carrier bearing. We got our weights. We got another E-joint number 2. We got right here we got Driveline number 2. We got another carrier bearing. We got our, my camera guy is kind of behind. Oh. We got a slip joint right here. We got slip yoke. Yeah, slip yoke, my bad. We got another U-joint, and we got our third Driveline. Back here, we got our input shaft with our third universal joint and another yoke. Yes, sir.
So some of the major components and things to look out for on Driveline specifically would be your drive shaft angle. Currently, I don't have the tool to measure that, but if you were to use your iPhone or any kind of phone, you're able to open this up, which is your level. So if I turn on my brightness, you'll be able to see it more. So all I have to do is kind of just pick a point. It doesn't really matter exactly where, but we'll start from up here. So if you look, we're at 1 degree worth of angle, technically 2 degrees. And then if we go further down here, you're allotted a little more play, and right here you're at 5 degrees. So the main importance of degrees, especially in a Driveline, would be you can cause less road vibrations. So if this angle's off, you'll have more vibrations going down the road or as you're driving. Another thing is heat. So with this angle being off, you're putting a lot more stress on these universal joints, which can cause you to throw out your joints a lot faster or a lot quicker because you wear through them because they're getting, a lot hotter than what they should be. Another major thing as to why this particular truck has 3 different drive shafts is you're allotted, I believe it's 70 inches in maximum length of this component. So once you exceed that, you'll have, sag right here. So this entire piece, or this entire drive shaft that you're staying, actually heats up due to the rotational force and just driving down the road. So with having, an extra long drive shaft that's above that, allotted 70 inches, as it heats up, you let it sit here, parked or whatever, you'll have a lot of sag in the middle of this, and that's going to throw your angles way off. So if I were to measure this, I'd start at this closed face right here, right where that snap ring goes into. I'll just take a tape measure. Try not to drop it like I did. Take a tape measure, go to the end right here, and if you can look, it's 57 inches. So this one's
not exceeding 70 inches.
Not exceeding 70, so it's perfect. And then of course, split up into 3 sections with carrier bearings in each section, or at least at each midpoint. So, help with wear, make sure it's extra rigid, and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of key components and a lot of little things that go into this. Majority of it is making sure it's balanced, making sure you inspect this constantly. I mean, just to inspect a carrier bearing is very simple. I gotta turn on my flashlight though. But if you look, you can see a whole bunch of other pieces right here. So this is what keeps your vibrations down to a minimum. Once this goes out, and I've done it on my old truck, these will go out, you actually throw a U-joint, or you can damage your drive shaft or whatever. But I mean, all you gotta do is just check that little piece of rubber right there. And another key component on these is making sure your drive shaft is lubricated.
Always.
Up in here, there's grease fittings.
There's greaser. If I can fucking find them. Chingada madre, güey. Right up in there somewhere. You can kind of see them right there.
That's a key component or a key feature in this, because like I said, they do get hot and they do need lubrication as you're driving down the road. what a lot of people do is they'll just grease up one side. They'll see the grease pop out of like 2 or 3 of the caps. What you should do is make sure that grease is popping out at least
Bro,
out of all 4
we
caps.
already passed the 5 minutes.